All right, happy Tuesday. We are here at this job site, Miles and Doris in Scottsdale, where we are dumping 20 yards of growers' best organic soil. Very lucky and grateful to have Mike out here today, scooping out all this clean gravel, as well as trenching the waterways. So what we're gonna be doing is we're gonna be bringing water down off of this roof right here, and then running it slowly across the landscape and terminating. And so it's very helpful to have this kind of machine for this kind of work, as you can tell. Second day out at this property with Mike and his magical machine, Rawr the Bobcat. So we traced out the initial sketch of the waterways, right? So we've got water coming down off of this pillar, water coming down off that pillar in the form of downspouts from gutters, and then we're going to be digging out these arroyos. So now he's starting to put in the broad strokes, terminating down here into a basin with trees all around. So we've got water moving in this side of the landscape, and from this downspout we'll have water moving down across this side of the landscape as well, all terminating in this basin for deep infiltration. So fun fact, Mike actually built this attachment for his machine. That attachment's supposed to go on the back of a tractor, and he bought the black plate that you see behind it, and he wired it all up so that he can angle it like this. Really impressive. Now we are testing the waterway in a somewhat rudimentary way. As you can see, this is how the water is going to move from the roof through the landscape and feed the pomegranate tree, feed the dwarf peach, and everything else we got planned in this system. Go, little water, go. And as a reminder, if you're wondering, why do we do this? Why do we move the water through the landscape in this way? Well, it's because we want to slow water down. The slower the water moves through a landscape, the deeper it's going to soak into the soil. And we want to soak this soil deeply. Look how eroded it is, right? There's no organic matter in there. And so we're going to mix in a bunch of soil, a bunch of organic compost that you saw in the first story from this project. But the deeper we plant the rain, the better for everything. Now we're digging the basin out. This is where we're continually grateful for Mike and his machine. It'll probably take Mike 15 minutes to excavate the major shape of it, compared to like 3 guys for 3 hours. The soil, it's not even soil, the earth is just so hard. What you can see here is we're creating depth in 2 ways. So we are digging down in the basin. Did I say basement? Anyway, but we're also piling the dirt on the downhill side of the basin. So what that's going to do, obviously, is create a much deeper basin relative to its outer areas, the berm here. So even though we're only going in about 12 inches, on the low end, this basin is going to be like almost 2 feet deep with this berm on this side. So that's going to allow us to catch all of the water coming off of that roof, especially in a major rain event. One of the critical aspects of soil building in the Sonoran Desert, full of that hard caliche clay, is that we gotta break up compacted soil. So Mike has this attachment here, which he's just brought down these teeth that are gonna rip through the earth and break up this stuff so that plant roots can actually get in. And we're gonna mix in all of this beautiful Growers Best organic compost into the native clay, just like we're doing here in the backyard. Thank you, Danny. We added 1 inch of soil all throughout this backyard, and it's gonna thrive. This is what this soil desperately needs before we can mix in the good stuff. Pulling out all this plastic too. We're gonna pull out every piece of plastic that we see before we leave this property. And everything we plant here is gonna have deep water access. It's gonna have fresh soil, and of course mulch over the top of it to retain moisture, keep the soil cool, feed the soil microbiome, etc. I'm out of here. This yard is starting to really take shape. As you can see, we actually placed a couple of boulders using Mike's machine Mike, and we also dug this overflow channel. So if we get 1.5 inches of rain here and this basin fills all the way up, it doesn't backfill into the other areas and start blowing out the sides of the arroyos. So it will overflow here. And then he dug, I didn't even see that he did this. He dug a little waterway where the extra water can fill for the pollinator plants that we're gonna put here. And yeah, so this side of the basin is pretty high up, as you saw in previous videos. That's gonna kind of like pack down and get a little lower, but it's looking really, really good. Here's where we're at the end of today. Danny has done an absolute crushing job on this arroyo so far. He's worked it into the boulders. It's really beautiful. And it's meandering along to this boulder. We've got the fence lines marked out all around the property. And final update for today, valve box is gonna go here. It's gonna get fed from a system behind here. Let me see if I can show it. Boom, shout out to Francisco and Mike. Mike already took off, but these guys have done awesome work today, and I'm just super stoked. I was able to leave the property and go do another consult and meet up with Clint. So, yep, good times. I'm really excited to see how this all looks by the end of the day tomorrow. I think we might actually get through the entire rock work. Day 5, we got Evan and Brandon here hanging gutters. So as I've explained, all of this section is getting guttered, and that little tiny piece there. Irrigation is going to get fed from here. Here's where the box is going to go. 2 valves, one zone for trees, deep watering, one zone for the more shallow and frequent watering. And then back here, we're going to actually tie into this electrical box here under here, tie in the Ratio, the smart controller, and just set it up right there so that it's out of the sun, rain, elements all year long. And yeah, it's looking really good. A little behind the scenes of the gutter manufacturing operation here. The roll gets loaded up in there. It's a huge roll of this metal material that's completely flat. And then the point of this machine is to press it into this shape. So if Brandon here were to run this machine, it would start coming out. And they run it along these stands to the exact length that is needed. That's why they're seamless gutters and they don't leak. This fence is gonna wrap around the entire perimeter of the property to protect their food forest. And we got the rock almost all the way laid out. I'm so blessed, y'all. I feel so blessed by this crew. I mean, I spent all day doing consults and working on estimates for other clients, right? To line up the next jobs, keep these guys busy. And just coming here and seeing the camaraderie that's been building between Danny, Francisco, and Mike, seeing them interact with the customer without me, just like, you know, representing the company super well. Like, I just can't even tell you guys. And Danny's supposed to go work at the racetrack, the horse track, starting next week, but he's telling me that he really wants to keep working with us instead. And just like finding out how much these guys actually know and how I'm completely deferring to them for all this work. It's really, really beautiful. It's, thank you, universe. Look at that sexy downspout and arroyo. We had to raise up the grade right here, just pile up some fill dirt to make sure that everything really flowed out into the system. And we're starting to get these black gold mounted up throughout this future food forest. Then, you know it, wood chip mulch over the top. Protect that soil, keep all the buggies, the soil microbiology protected from the elements so they can do their thing for all the plants. Let's come spy on Francisco over here as he hooks up the new Ratio irrigation controller where the old one was, so that our lovely clients can control this from their phones as well as us. They can actually give us control through the app so that we can make changes as needed. The Ratio also connects to a network of weather stations. You can get hyper-local weather, and it's just a fantastic product. Highly recommend it. Mike is soldering.
Oh boy.
Look how beautiful this work is, guys. We got almost all the soil filled in around these sections, making good progress. Good morning, everybody. We are delivering one final small load of rock to finish up that last arroyo over there. And in a second here, I'm going to show you how Mike maneuvers his 16-foot dump trailer with the rock in there, because it's pretty entertaining. Backing in, the curb isn't dropped, so he's going to have to hop it. And good thing he's got mirrors, big wide mirrors. Boom, there's the curb, and hit that gas. And that's another ton of rock from Arizona Rock Depot. This is the Table Mesa riprap that you've been seeing all across the property. It looks really, really cool. And if you're trying to move water across a landscape, this stuff is the way to do it, man. If you've never seen a dump trailer before, simple as that. Over here we got some hand staining happening. Look how beautiful these are turning out. Customers came out this morning and they loved it, right, Danny? Yes, they did. I don't know if I have shared this part of the process, but I have been to Home Depot for sure, like between 15 and 20 times this week. Multiple Home Depots, of course, because some of them have some things in stock, some of them don't. Some of them, the app or the website says that it's in stock and then it's not. So I gotta go to the other Home Depot and call ahead. Hey, can you please get eyes on this product? So this is why I've been riding in old squeaky and not the truck, is because it takes me about half the gas. Check it out, y'all. The fence is really coming along. So got just a couple more sections to go, and then we're attaching to that brick wall. All right, we just completed a little bit of extra overseeding here in the empty patches. We've got clover mixed in to help with nitrogen fixation and water absorption into the soil. Actually, you can see the clover like crazy over there. Clover loves shade. It grows really well in shade. So I'm not gonna step on it right now. Yes, I'm in flip-flops today because I was in the flip-flops going in and out of the house, getting the truck ready. And I forgot to put my boots on to go to the work site. So now the guys are giving me crap for it. Right now we're testing to see how many minutes does it take to fill this well up. And then we're gonna try to make all the wells the same size so that they all fill in the same amount of time and we don't get any blowouts of berms. Izzy's kicking ass. He's already got the fig in back there, the olive in over there, I'll show you in a second. And he's digging the hole for the cacti that we're transplanting. Danny's kicking ass too on this mulch pile, as you can see. All right, this beautiful cactus garden is starting to take shape. We transplanted the barrel from over there, and now this amazing Peruvian apple and the prickly pear and whatever the hell this is. So interesting. Please tell me if you know what this is from this. And I'll show you guys real quick the cactus garden that these guys have going on. It's like a little museum, like a desert botanical garden in their backyard. We are being visited by a roadrunner. This is our little secret. This manzanita olive and this willow acacia were not supposed to be a part of the plan anymore. Client said, let's hold off, keep our budget, and we'll do those later. But I was able to negotiate a good price at the nursery, so my little treat for them. They're gonna go, the olive is gonna go right here in the middle of this space. It's gonna look really cool right there. Beautiful olive tree centerpiece of this area. And then this willow acacia, which grows tall and relatively narrow, is gonna the box that Jared's team took out from right here. So it's gonna complete that row of trees, add some biodiversity. This is how you plant a tree, folks. Note the high berm. We took out the nursery stake that comes with it in the pot. Trees need to move as they're establishing. They need to be able to bend in the wind. We don't want them to fall over, obviously, but we want them to be able to bend to grow strong, thick trunks. And now we're testing to see how long it takes to saturate this well. Good morning, permascapers. We've got pretty much all the trees in the ground. We put this lemon eucalyptus, lemon gum. This one can get to be like 30, 40 feet tall, so it's gonna be a great centerpiece here in this yard. This mulberry is gonna get nice and thick, and this eucalyptus is just gonna go straight up, but it's also got pest repellent properties thanks to the smell, that strong lemony smell. So it's gonna smell great to the humans and smell awful to the mosquitoes, and we love that. And here's the final walkthrough, guys. We've installed the gates today. It's really been an amazing project to work on. Grape in the corner, grape in the corner. 2 citrus, clementine and lime. Pomegranate, Dorset golden apple, Haiti apricot, a variety of mulberry that I was not familiar with. Persian, lemon eucalyptus, Beers fig. I gotta fix that. Grape. Miles and Doris already have other little things that they're starting to add. And Izzy is getting some drone footage